Hello Cancer, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your October 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Cancer? What do we need to know for you? We have the Tower coming out, so some sort of great epiphany, great realization within your life. This could be the destruction of something coming within your life. But what we have to understand about the Tower is that it is actually very important for us. It is the warning card. It is the warning sign. Remember, the people who built the Tower of Babel tried to build the tower up to God, and God did not like that, so he cast the tower down. The important thing to also remember about the Tower is that the sunlight strikes the tower with the lightning bolt, causing the tower to fall, right? And that's in the deck like this. I think this is the Visconti Tarot. Or I don't remember what deck that is. Anyway, in the traditional artwork, in the original artwork, it was the sun that cast a lightning bolt, causing it to fall. So it can also represent a grand epiphany, a grand revelation within your life. You have to understand that sometimes you need to have a grand revelation to move forward. Something needs to shake your ground. Something needs to shake whatever you thought to be true within your life. So what's going on with this Tower energy? What's going on for the sign of Cancer? I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from the Revelations Tarot. This deck does have reversals in it. Speaking of revelations, we're going to be using the Revelation deck. So having a spiritual epiphany could be coming up for you. So we have the Three of Swords, the Hermit in reverse, and the Page of Cups. Okay. So what I'm seeing right here is that you're not paying attention to warning signs within your life. And if you're not going to pay attention to the warning signs, then the universe is going to come in and cause the tower to fall, okay? What I'm seeing right here is that the Hermit is trying to illuminate something to you in this darkness, but you're not paying attention to the illumination. The illumination is that what you are doing with this Page of Cups is you're trying to get your cup filled up by negative influences within your life, all right? Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm not really dating anyone, I'm not really talking to anyone, but what do you have within your life that is a negative influence for you? There's this Three of Swords right here. It kind of represents that you are trying to look at a situation and you're trying to make it, seem great for yourself with the Hermit in reverse. You're not paying attention to the signs and the warnings of certain things within your life. And with this Tower energy, it can also represent that you're just wandering around within darkness. You're wondering who's going to fill up your cup. You're like, what do I do next? Maybe you're at that point within your life, you're saying, well, I've cut out all the negative people, I've cut out all these toxic traits, I've done all of these things, but what do I do next? Everything seems to be falling apart. Everything seems to just be, in this chaotic thing. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can't see, what's the next phase within my life. So let's look at this with the Vampire Tarot. I'm actually going to be using this because we have the Hermit in reverse and the Tower card coming out. So darker messages. What's going on for the sign of Cancer? What do we need to know? But it also can be representation that you get your heart broken by following situations that are going to be negative for you. By just, not having faith in the divine to bring something out for you in the proper moment. By you just kind of like implementing your own will and your own desires. So what's going on with this Three of Swords? What do we need to know? We have the Temperance card coming out and we have the Fool. So what I'm seeing right here is that what you are waiting on, Cancer, what you are waiting for within your life is you're waiting for the angel to divinely alchemize a brand new situation, a brand new foolish thing within your life. And remember, the Fool is not a bad card. It represents 0. Something that is brand new. From nothing can come everything. 0 and then into the Magician, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you is that you're kind of losing faith. You're kind of saying, I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. The Hermit's turned his back on me. Whatever the situation is, you just cannot figure out how to move forward. What you have to understand right here, Cancer, is that when the angel finally does bring in this brand new opportunity for you, it's going to scare you. It's going to be like a lightning shock with this Tower energy. It's going to be something that kind of scares you and shocks you, and you're not going to know what to do. But it's something that you've manifested within your life, so when it does come around, it's not something for you to run away from. What's this Hermit in reverse? We have the Strength card and we have the Justice. You will receive justice. You will receive what's fair and balanced for you, Cancer. You're going to be receiving something brand new. It's just that there is this time of alchemy within this Temperance energy. The Angel of Temperance has to alchemize something at the right time, okay? You cannot rush things. If you are working on a project right now, The reason you're waiting for this project to, go through, the reason you're having all of these setbacks is because you're trying to divinely wait for the angel to alchemize this project for the right person, okay? So maybe you've written a book, but, there are millions of books at Books A Million, right? There are a lot of books that are on the shelf that no one's ever going to fucking read. However, if you wait and the angel alchemizes at the right time for you with this completely balanced energy with justice, you might be getting the book into the right person's hands. Through this series of events, all these setbacks that you've had or what you thought to be setbacks, all of a sudden this is going to end up on someone's lap. And this person is going to say, you know what, I really like this. And it could be, someone who's a great author themselves or someone who is a great, book critic. You're waiting for this situation to play out on a grand scale. You're not waiting for something to play out on the small, minor details. You have 4 major arcanas coming out right here, plus the Tower, plus the Hermit. That's 6 major arcanas with these 2 minor energies. You're feeling very minor energy right now. You're feeling heartbroken. You're like, oh, when's something good going to happen? I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's happening, Cancer. It's just a series of events has to play out. You have something that's very strong. The universe is trying to balance it out for you. That Temperance is also a representation of balance because it's alchemizing between 2 cups like that, right? Alchemizing a brand new situation, a brand new start, something that is not, tainted. So what is this Page of Cups energy? What do we need to know right here? We have the Daughter of Grails and we have the Tower. Okay, so the Daughter of Grails is the Page of Cups. With this Tower energy, it's all of a sudden going to make sense. It's going to have like this grand epiphany, this grand shock, this grand awakening for you, okay? You're going to understand that, you've been handing out your cup of love, all this energy to, this person and that person. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then all of a sudden the Tower comes in, provides you with blinding clarity as to why things are not playing out for you because it has to be balanced out. Let's clarify these stacks right here. The universe is saying you're asking for the blinding clarity. Well, here it is for you. So you have the Star coming out because it's divinely connected to work this way, Cancer. So you have the Star with the Tower. So this coming apart, you're going to see the grand constellation of things. You're going to see how everything connects all at once. Here's the thing. Maybe you're waiting for someone to decipher something for you. Maybe you're waiting for someone to have their own grand spiritual epiphany. But here's the thing. You have to understand the universe is not working on your time. You're working on the universe's time. If the universe is saying you have a great project or you're a great person, you have all these skills, we're going to align you with something that's actually beneficial for you. Instead of you just sitting there like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't have anything really going on, any plans. All of a sudden, things are going to work out and you're going to see the grand constellation of, oh, I had to go through this, this, and this. It had to pass through this person's hand and this person's hand to get to where it needs to be. Because something is a lot bigger than what you think it is and within your life. Maybe you are. Maybe you don't give yourself credit that you deserve. Maybe you give other people too much credit, and they don't deserve all that credit. So what's going on with this Fool and this Temperance energy for you, Cancer? We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out and the Sunlight energy. It's all major arcanas, Cancer. So what you're going to see is all of a sudden the Wheel of Fortune is going to spin, and you're going to see something clear as day. Remember, as I said, the sunlight strikes the tower down. Here's the sun. Something very exciting within your life is about to happen that's going to cause a major shakeup, all right? You're just thinking something's really small. You don't really care about the situation. You're just like thinking about, oh, your everyday needs. Like, I just wish I had love. I wish that, my projects would go through. I just wish that, things were a little bit better for you. And then all of a sudden, grand epiphany moment, grand strike of the tower, sunlight comes out, everything's balanced out. And you're just like, how could it have played out this quickly within my life? That's what the star is wanting to show you right here. The star is wanting to show you everything on a grand celestial scale. It is the card of the grand astrologer. It is the card of Aquarius, okay? So when we think of Aquarius, it doesn't just represent, a sun like the sunlight does, like Leo energy. It represents all of the suns, all of the stars, all of the constellations, all of the alignment, all of the geometry, the trajectory right there. You're going to understand why everything has to play out in a certain way. You have the Five of Scepters, you have the World, and you have the Emperor coming out. Wow, Cancer, this is very, very powerful. So what I'm seeing right here is that there is a fighting taking place on a grand scale with this world energy, but cycles are wrapping up. Someone is going to step in as an emperor. Someone is going to step in and kind of like take control. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is whatever you're writing, whatever situation this is within your life. Whatever you're doing, it's going to cause an ending to some sort of conflict, okay? And maybe that's something that you want to do. Maybe you've written something very profound. Maybe you're about to say something extremely profound right here. Maybe you just all of a sudden have sudden clarity and you understand everything and you're like, that makes sense. And you can quell a conflict on, like, kind of like a big deal, Cancer. So for example, maybe, a company is fighting amongst one another. Maybe you're having a family fight amongst one another and you step in with this Emperor energy and you say, stop. This is why you have to stop. This is the grand epiphany. And maybe you're waiting for this moment to happen within your life, Cancer. You have the Hermit coming out. So double clarification of the Hermit. You're on the universe's time. Whatever you have right here is very, very important for you. Whatever knowledge, whatever, ability you have to decipher something, whatever you have right here, it's going to be used at the right moment, Cancer. You have to understand that for yourself. You're going to be able to use your skills of discernment and logic and intuition very, very shortly. With the Ten of Swords coming out, with the Hierophant and the Six of Scepters, this is going to cause, major conflict and major endings within this Hierophant situation. So you're pulling a lot of major energy, right? So remember, Cancer is the divine celestial mother of the zodiac. So maybe you're having to, go into this energy of this charioteer, and kind of quell a conflict. Kind of like having to rise to the occasion and saying, you know what, I don't like this situation, it needs to stop. Whatever it is, you're rising up with the Six of Scepters, you're having victory, but the Ten of Knives is here. The Ten of Knives to the Hierophant energy. A sudden mental death within something that is very, constructed, okay? Let's look at that, the Eight of Grails. All of a sudden, people walk away. All of a sudden, people are able to see things. They're able to walk away from something and saying, this is just a mental death. I don't need to have an either physical death or a mental death within this conflict, within this world right here, for emperors, for people who don't matter. That's what this is. You have the Three of Scepters, you have the Lord of Skulls, and you have the Seven of Knives. What you need to understand is that you're sending out your ships, you're waiting for the ships to come back. They're very powerful with this Lord of Skulls. Now, people might be wanting to steal stuff from you with the Lover's energy because they understand that it's connected to the divine. But with the Queen of Swords, I don't think that they have the logic and discernment to, to figure it out. Here's the thing, Cancer. What I'm also seeing right here, let me get you one more card, is that if something is meant for you, it's meant for you. If something is meant for you to have and meant for you to control right here, anyone that tries to steal it, anyone who tries to take it away from you is going to be met with like a very sharp Ten of Swords energy. If someone is trying to steal your information, your ideas, they're going to be met with death, essentially. Now, we don't have death out here, but we do have the Ten of Swords representing a mental death. All right? So something bad could happen to them. So what I'm seeing right here is that you have this sharp discernment. You have this sharp intuition to help people see a higher perspective. People, they could steal something all they want, but it's not going to connect them to the divine because they don't understand how it works. With the Lord of Skulls right here coming out, only you know how something works for you, Cancer. Only you know how a situation is going to play out. You are waiting for something. You're waiting for a great shock. You're waiting for a great situation to happen. And then whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, your skills, they're going to come into play. They're going to be something that causes a balance, causes a shift, causes a Six of Scepters moment. You have the Death card coming out. With the Death card coming out, whatever someone is trying to do right here, whatever someone's trying to take away, whatever is happening right here, it's going to be a swift ending if someone is trying to take something from you. You have the Two of Wands. You have the Three of Scepters. If someone tries to move with your information to celebrate, with minor things, minor people, they're going to meet a swift ending, all right? That's what you have to understand. You're protected. Your work is protected right here. Whatever you're doing, whatever you have, it is protected. You will have a victory. Now, what I'm seeing for you as well, Cancer, is if someone is trying to pull one over on you, what is going to happen? We have the Six of Grails, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Prince of Scepters. You will be able to rush in and still retain some sort of victory, some sort of semblance of victory within this Ace of Cups energy right here. Because here's the thing, you created it. You're able to hand it off to people and able to show them the actual meaning behind it. I don't think people quite understand what's going on in your head, whatever you're trying to do right here. But here's the thing, you do. All right? So if someone does try to take something, if someone is trying to claim something as theirs, there will be an ending to that. Maybe you do have the power to show and prove something right here in a court of law. That could be that justice energy. You have everything that you need to play something out. This could be, you know, someone tries to take a work from you with that Seven of Scepters. They're trying to, you know, connect to the divine right here. And then all of a sudden, this Queen of Knives comes in and kind of like, you know, ends that situation with this Justice energy, because the Justice and the Queen of Knives are kind of represented by, you know, an attorney and then the judge itself. So what I'm seeing for you, Cancer, is that you're protected, you're fine. Whatever you're doing is going through the proper channels, proper initiations, proper speech patterns, proper hands, okay? Remember, you're not working on your own time. You're working on other people to do their job, and you're passing information along. You're waiting for this grand epiphany to happen, which is happening. It's coming in with the Seven of Pentacles. Now, it's kind of slow, but it will happen for you. The Five of Grails coming out, along with the Three of Skulls. Here's the thing. When it finally does happen, you're going to be looking at it with the Five of Cups energy saying, I kind of want to walk away from this. I don't really care about it anymore. But here's the thing, when you walk away, that's when the angel is alchemizing. That's when the angel is showing you this Three of Skulls energy. People are going to be going towards you to see what you have to say. You kind of really don't care, ultimately. I feel like you're more focused on yourself, but what's happening is a great change is happening. You don't really pay attention to the great change. You don't really care about it. It's not something that, you know, really interests you. But you're playing a very critical role in whatever this is right here, Cancer. So let's look at your Halloween Oracle cards. Your abilities of discernment, your abilities to decipher, your abilities of leadership, your capabilities to just move situations along and give people victory. Regardless of how you feel about it. Maybe you don't care, and you're just trying to focus on, like, how are you going to move your life along? Well, this is saying this is how it's going to move along. It's a great change. You have all these major arcanas coming out, saying that you're playing a critical role in a critical situation at the right moment. You're going to understand your place within the universe, understand why you have to be at the right moment, at the right time. Invisibility, authenticity, eternal love. Love is love. So with this invisibility, authenticity, maybe you're being hidden. Maybe the universe is trying to hide you. The universe is trying to hide you until the right moment you can take off your cloak and appear. Love is love with this eternal love. I don't really do love readings. I don't really know what this means. Maybe your ancestors are helping you with this information. Maybe your ancestors are guiding you to be, you know, this critical piece in this game of chess that's being played. You have the masculine and feminine. You have the Blaze of Trail. So I kind of feel like you're blending masculine and feminine energy together right here. You have this double clarification of this sunlight energy. That is masculine energy. And remember, Cancer, you're ruled by the moon. Blaze of Trail, to move forward very quickly. To blend everything harmoniously. To make, you know, a solid plan, a solid form of action, and then taking that action and moving it into the next phase within life. So let's look at the Halloween Oracle. What's going on with this? We have joy, rejoicing in the present, and zombie control. So here's the thing. I kind of feel like you need to release control, because that's what the zombie energy is about. Releasing control of a situation and saying it is what it is, let the universe handle it. And enjoy the fact that, you know, you're going through a human experience. What you're feeling right now, a lot of people have felt within their lives, okay? Am I good enough? Am I actually going to make a change within the world? Is something good going to happen? Am I actually going to understand, you know, everything on a spiritual level? I feel like you will. I feel like you're just waiting for the right moment. I feel like you have to understand that right now, Cancer, is that you're playing a major piece in whatever company, whatever organization you're in, whatever you're doing, whatever work you're about to complete. You're a pivotal point in how this goes, okay? And maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you don't even care. But the universe is saying you need to care. You need to rejoice in the present. Understand that, you know, you're going through this phase. You're waiting. But in the right moment, you will reveal your trick. You will reveal whatever it is to other people. You will have sudden clarity, okay? So what is going on with the Witch's Familiar Oracle cards? We have Goblin, Malice, and we have Hare, Transformation. I feel like if anyone has malice towards you, if anyone's trying to get one over on you, the situation will quickly transform. You will transcend this energy. If someone has malice for you, if you're, you know, dealing with this, understand that you're going to transcend past that. The Hare means to run away, and the Hare also means to transform themselves to adapt to a situations, okay? Now let's look at your, what are these? Spellcasting Oracle cards. you have happiness, and you have family. I feel like you're going to be happy after everything is worked out, okay? So what's going on is you're in a lull state. You're waiting for something to happen. You're like, I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Then all of a sudden, things go from 0 to 100 really quickly. And you're kind of left within like this whirlwind thing. But here's the thing, you don't really care that it's happening. You understand all this change is happening. You understand things on a higher level. You don't really care because you're still focused on other things. But then after you work through it, after everything plays out, after everything pans out, you're set within this happiness phase. You're meeting, you're aligning with the right things that you need to have within your life. Maybe your family is waiting on you to, celebrate this victory. But I do see that you're about to receive something that is, mind blowing. You're going to understand your place, your purpose, but you might not care about that. For example, some people are meant to, play for an orchestra, and they know that that's what they're supposed to do. But some of those people actually hate playing instruments. They're like, I don't really want to do this within my life. But then all of a sudden, they're called to be first chair and to play for, one of the kings of the world. And that was your great epiphany within your life. And that was what you were called to do, because maybe you don't care about playing for that king. Maybe you're just more concerned about, gosh, I'm sad. I wish I had someone within my life, but then someone in the audience sees you and that's the person you're supposed to be with. Like, there's so many things that play out right here. You're critical, you're pivotal in whatever is going on, okay? Whatever organization, whatever thing is playing out, I feel like you're having a mental death, but if you can move past it, you'll have that Six of Scepters victory, which is a very nice victory. The Six of Scepters means that you're paraded around. So Tewas, authority, justice, passion, drive, victory at the end. Spiritual meaning, the greater good and righteousness. You're playing for the greater good right here. You're not playing for your singular good, all right? The greater good represents all of humanity, or all of, people within a situation within life. Rado, speed your journey, ease the transition, aid communication, bring good news, and find your spiritual way. You're waiting. You're kind of in this slow-mo period, but all of a sudden your journey is about to speed up very quickly. Ease the transition. You're in this Page of Cups energy and all of a sudden the Tower happens. That's your ease of transition. Aid communication, talking to people, bring good news. I feel like it's actually good news to find your spiritual purpose, to find your meaning within the world. So anyway, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this reading and I'll talk to you later.